Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today is Inspire Create Challenge Day and we have a theme, and the theme is kids. So I thought I would dig out an old favourite of mine, which is the Foxy Friends. Now this is a set that I ordered just before I joined Stampin' Up, so this is one of my oldest sets. It's about 2 years old, but it's still in the catalogue. And I think it's so cute, and you can use it for all sorts of times of the year, all sorts of projects. And the reason I say all sorts of times of the year is because you can make reindeer out of your foxy friend. So you can make reindeer, you can make cats, you can make all sorts of little cute animals. So really, really flexible little set. When it first came out, there was matching designer series paper. It was a 6x6 stack, which was really, really cute. And it gave us a guide to the colours. And the main colour in the designer series paper was Calypso Coral for the fox. So that's what I'm using today. Now, I've also got a few hints and tips. I'm going to be using the Stamparatus, and I am going to be showing you a quick tip on using your Stamparatus with punched images, because I have done this punch out because Foxy Friends has a matching punch, which is also available in the catalogue. It is not a bundle because it's been in the catalogue for a long time, but it says here coordinates with the Fox Builder punch on page 212. Foxy Friends is on page 86, and there are still some little samples. So here we've got some cute little pussycats, and this is obviously a fox sitting on his log, and I will be doing a fox sitting on a log, as you can see from my sample. But I'm going to be building up, so I'm going to be showing you a technique on this. I'm also going to be showing you techniques on layering up your stamps, so with masking. So in order to make this template, I have taken just a piece of cardstock, and all I did was go straight in, punch, and then record where the bottom was and where the top was and which way up is. So if I remove this, I've got up, which shows me that that's the way that the punch is up, and this is the bottom. Not that that bit really matters. However, that's what I've done. And then of course you can keep this and use it again and again, or just punch it out as you go. So I am going to need some, but not all of the pieces. Now some of these are going to go on to, this is actually a scrap, and I've got something on the other side, but I'm going to punch some of them out and then come back and use up my scraps, because it's always good to use up your scraps. Now, as I say, we're not going to use all of this. So the one that's going to be re-punched is the tail. So I can come back in and just punch the tail, because that's the only piece that has got the previous stamping on it. So don't need that scrap anymore. I think I've pretty much done everything with that I need. So what I then do is, actually no, let's show you. So what I did in order to line my stamps up was I got my stamp and I just placed it in the hole, and then, and obviously placed that one in the hole as well, and then just picked it up. So I know that these go perfectly in the holes. Yeah, so I need a body, so I can pop my body in, and obviously you can use any scrap of card. It doesn't have to be very vanilla in this case. It can be any scrap you've got. So that's my tail, and that is my head. I'm doing this in 2 stages because I can't get the tail and the head stamped at the same time because they're too close together. So I'm going to do the head and the body first, and I've still got my old style Calypso Coral, but it's working perfectly well. I will slowly replace these, but I'm not going to rush and replace them all straight away. So just press that down, and because these are photopolymer, I've got the foam pad in, but also because they're photopolymer, you can actually see that you've stamped properly because you can see through. Now they are going to attach, I'm not worried about that, so I'm just going to pop that back in place and bring in my other plate, which I've already got the tail on, and you can see that that's, and I'm using the tail that's got the white tip because it's a fox, and I will show you all the bits in a moment. So stamp that down, and then I can just pull off my bits, and they are perfect. So let's remove our plates. Actually, I don't want to do that. What I need is to clean them off. Let's clean them off. So we have our lovely simple chamois, so I can clean my plates, and then I've got clean plates to close up. Now you do not, under any circumstances, try and close with both plates in, because if you do that, you're liable to break one of your plates. So don't. There is a question as to whether or not we're going to be able to get replacement plates if that does happen. At the moment, you can't. So you can get replacement magnets, but not replacement plates. Right, so I've then got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is 3.5 by 5 1/4. This is smaller than I usually use, but there's a reason for that. So I'm also going to need, I've got an ear there, don't need that piece. I do need them, that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, but I do need just to punch another ear. So let's, and the ear is this little one here, so I can just go in and just punch out the ear, and then the other bits are scrap. So let's get rid of those because I don't want to get confused. Yeah, what is confusing me is I seem to have 3 ears, but never mind, let's have a spare just in case. Okay, so there are different bits. So you can do a raccoon, you can do a cat, as I say, you've got a choice of tails. You've only got the one body that goes absolutely with the punch, although you could use these two, well these 3, and just punch the bits that you need, or stamp the bits that you need and have scrap for the other bits, which hasn't explained terribly well, but hey-ho. Right, log. I'm doing the log in soft suede. And I'm going to come up, I don't know, inch and a bit, and go right to the left-hand side. Well, I suppose it's about an inch, really. So that's that. Then I'm going to stamp one of my foxy friends, and for that I need to mask, because I'm going to be coming, to do masking you start at the front and you work backwards. So I've already put this on a post-it note, and I've cut slightly inside the stamped image because the post-it note will act as a bit of a buffer and will mean that you won't stamp right the way to the edge of the post-it note. So you need to make an allowance for that by cutting the post-it note slightly short. Let's just make sure that I keep those bits out of the way. I've already lost one ear, so let's not. Oh, there it is. There is my other ear. Right, so Calypso Coral and our little fox, and I'm going to just stamp him. See, this is so much easier when I haven't got you guys in the way. Stamp him there, and really press on that corner where the post-it is, because you want that as close as possible. And because we cut this shy, I've actually got it right up to the edge of the log, which is exactly what we want. Then we're going to do the same again with the fox this time. As I say, we're going backwards. So again, I've pre-cut a post-it note fox and pop that down so that I can just see the Calypso Coral, and it's particularly this bit. Then get our tree, and hey, we've got shaded spruce, so why wouldn't I use shaded spruce for a fir tree? So ink that up, and again, let's just move that down a bit. Oh, I need a bit of scrap. Here's a bit of scrap because this is going to go off the edge of my card. So let's pop that there, and again I'm going to concentrate on where that fox's ear is, because that's where I need to make sure that I've got the ink right as near to the edge as I possibly can. Ooh. Stiff. New pad, so it's stiff. Right, so let's take that post-it note off, and that's not a bad job. Happy with that. So that's all that stamping done. I'll get rid of that for the moment. So we've now got to make our little bodies for our faces for our foxes. So let's uncover those bits, because those bits I'm going to need now. So the face of the fox is on the white pieces. So I've got my Memento Black, and just ink that up now. There are a number of faces. I'll show you the number of faces in a moment. Now this all needs to go on the white. And just push that down. So that's that one. Now what I mean by there are a number of faces. So we've got the cat face, we've got this face, and then we've got these as well. Now the fox is this one, so it's the one that's squashed and got the eyes wide apart. So you've also got for the reindeer and the raccoon and those sort of things. But the fox is the one with the eyes that are wider apart. So I've then got to put the face on this one. Of course, he needs a face as well. So that's that. And if I clean that off with my lovely chamois and bring in the legs. Now the legs I always seem to stamp not quite far enough down. I just don't have the courage of my conviction. So let's see if I can get them a bit further down this time. So this one I am actually going to put his feet hopefully on the ground. Yep. And then on the body I'm going to come as far down as I can and stay on the body. There we go. That's better for once. Hurrah. Okay, so that's that done. So I can now start building my fox, because it's a fox builder. So liquid glue. The first thing I'm going to do is add the tail, the tail to the back of the body, and I'm just going to pop some liquid glue on the back of that. And then that goes on the back there, and I'm going to have that tail quite up, and it's going to go, this is going to be covered up, so I'm not too worried. So that's going there, and then I need to build my face, and that is easier so if I use my tweezers. So tweezers, little bit of liquid glue on the back. You do not need much of the multi-purpose liquid glue. It is a good glue. Don't overuse it, because if you do, all you're going to think is that it's not a good glue because it's too wet and it's not sticking quickly. But if you use a small amount, you get enough wiggle room that you can position everything, but you don't get so much glue that it bubbles or takes an age to dry. So I'm then going to pick up my ears. Whoops. As I say, it's got just enough wiggle room. And the other. So those are our ears. Right, okay. Famous last words. I need dimensionals, and if you've been watching me at all recently, I seem to be dimensionally challenged at the moment. I just can't find them, but happily I seem to be putting them somewhere where I know where they are and then can't see them. But fortunately today is different at the moment. Right, so let's pop our body and tail down first. That sort of there. And as I say, we're going to cover up that little bit that's peeking out because I'm going to cover up with the head. You do not need to stick the head on to the body because it's the same dimension as the as everything else, because you've got a dimensional on the back of it. Right, okay, I've got one little piece of stamping still to do because I have got a little greeting and it's a little hello. Now the Foxy Friends does not have any greetings on, but the Itty Bitty Greetings have loads. I mean 32, it's a double set. It's fantastic. It's got everything from Happy Hanukkah to Happy Mother's Day, God bless and keep you, with love and sympathy, trick or treat. I want to say it's got St. Patrick's Day on here somewhere. It's definitely got Easter. I thought it had St. Patrick's Day. Can I now find it? No, maybe I'm wrong then. Okay. But it's got happy graduation, enjoy your retirement, and as I say, a little hello. So we're going to use a little hello. Ironed my little block, my teeny weeny blocks. Let's clean my legs off, not my legs off, the fox's legs off. And I'm going to do this in soft suede because that then carries soft suede through. I do like carrying colours through. So that's going right up in the top corner. And hopefully I've got that the right way up. Yes! So I'm one of these people that either likes things really close together, like this, or as far apart as you can get them. Because if they're sort of mediocre, they look wrong to me. I don't know why, but they do. Where are we? 17 minutes. Right, we need to get a wiggle on. Okay, so I'm going to use some Calypso Coral Ombre ribbon. So attach this first with sticky dots. So one, and I want it ombre, the dark bit up. So let's just pop that one in place, about there. Tuck that one behind. Grab my scissors, which I've buried. No, I haven't. They're in front of me and I just can't see them for looking. Cut that. I will need a bit of that again, but let's just grab another sticky dot. I do love our mini glue dots. And pop that around the back. I'm not pulling this too tight because I'm going to cut another piece of Calypso Coral and just tie that in a half knot. Actually, let's tie it that way in a half knot. That would be better, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to give that a little twist because what I'm trying to end up with, is because I've twisted one of the ends. I've got the dark ombre at the top on the piece running across, and both ends have got the light ombre. And I just like the look of them being the same each side. And then I'm going to cut that there. So that's that. Then, right, okay, so I need a piece of Calypso Coral. And this is one of my standard pieces. So it's cut at 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. And I need my Calypso Coral ink, and there are a couple of leaf images on this stamp set, and I'm using one of those. So we've got this little leaf sprig here and this rounded sprig here, and I'm going to use this one, but we've also got little mushrooms you can use and footprints and all sorts of cuteness. So I've just popped the leaf on. Whoops, I need my scrap because I'm just going to stamp all the way around the edge because this is quite a bit larger than the fox image, intentionally-ish. So I say ish. I hadn't realised I'd pulled out a small piece of the Whisper White, or a smaller piece than would be my normal size. So when I came to put the two pieces together, it was I ended up with a larger margin than I was expecting, but actually it was a good thing, because that means I can do this extra bit of stamping, which I quite like the look of. And I'm not worried if I stamp over bits or if it's not brilliant stamping. It's just to get a bit of tone on tone stamping. Just come in and fill in a couple of the gaps. And that's that. And then all I have to do is put the whole lot together. So let's grab our piece and our multi-purpose adhesive, and just a bit, don't go mad with it. That is plenty. Can you see how little I've put on? That is absolutely plenty. And I'll just do that. And grab a card base, and this is just a half sheet of A4 scored down the middle and folded. And grab my stone folder and some more multi-purpose adhesive, which I will throw across the room apparently. And there we go, our wonderful little card for kids, or kids themed card, however you want to think of it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's a really cute set. I know it's been around a bit, but you know, that doesn't mean that it's any the worse for that. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, it's the bottom right hand corner. I'm so close to 4,000 subscribers, certainly when I record this. So when we get to 4,000, I don't know, there may be a little giveaway, possibly. I don't know, we'll see. If you need the dimensions, then the associated blog post is in the description bar immediately below. You can subscribe to my blog by email. You can also subscribe to my newsletter over on my blog. So why not give that a go? Please, by all means, if you need any of these products and you're in the UK, there's a host code in the description bar below. If you use that and pop over to my online store, you will get to share in the host rewards. And I've got a really nice host reward for June. I've already got it planned. So it's a particularly special one. I'm not going to say any more than that. So hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Oh, and don't forget, this is an Inspired Create Challenge. So hop over to the Inspired Create Challenge post, which is linked in my blog below, and put your kids themed card as one of the entries, and you never know, you might win. So that would be great. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon.